Salone final. Look the beach, mountain, sea. Look with food, weather, culture, natural sights and other one them.
Na den tia dey show say Salone get all natural tourism attraction wey go make the country get good image all over the world.
And if you want to know more about all tourism attraction, facility, event and other tourism activity them, tune in and be part of the Insai Salone tourism program where Radio Democracy they bring to you every Tuesday from 4 to 5 o'clock.
Inside Salone tourism program, you dey feel, know, learn and enjoy all things but tourism na Salone.
Salone final. Look the beach, mountain, sea. Look with food, weather, culture, natural sights and other one them.
Na den tia dey show say Salone get all natural tourism attraction wey go make the country get good image all over the world.
And if you want to know more about all tourism attraction, facility, event and other tourism activity them, tune in and be part of the Inside Salone tourism program where Radio Democracy they bring to you every Tuesday from 4 to 5 o'clock.
Inside Salone tourism program, you dey feel, know, learn and enjoy all things but tourism na Salone.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the program Inside Salone Tourism, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. I'm Jaffa Mans Davis for this edition, and today inside this edition of the program Inside Salone Tourism, they look at the link between the African History Month and the tourism culture and creativity theme. What in this mean and how they're all two connected, you will get to know inside this edition of the program. But for you where they listen to it from wherever you get it from, remember say you can able to use the number 077-981-981, the number again 077-981-981, or you can go now with Facebook or YouTube platform for make you comment now the comment section and be part of the program where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Me will bring country on this edition fumble. I am Jaffa Mans Davis. But with me inside the studio, I don't be joined by Kai Bokari Sakri, when a public relations and communications officer from the National Tourist Board. Kai, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Jaffa Mans Davis, good afternoon, listeners, viewers, una all cabo, and thank you.
Thank you for joining today inside this edition of the program. We will come into the topic a bit, but then you represent the National Tourist Board. Tell me, what's on the happen from the board inside, particularly with our work for promote and push tourism business go before?
Jaffa, I tell you, say the work we the Tourism Act of Parliament give we for let we do, we do on a daily basis. Past ABC don't reach retirement, but so far in reach retirement, it is at a board. It means say you're an active service provider. If you keep up to that task and ensure say what the employee for you to do, and basically that's what now we do. I will tell you without afraid, say the getaway will be getting a Sulima. That'd be a wonderful thing. When I push the year of culture and creativity, the year of culture and creativity, as the Ministry of Tourism and National Tourism Board tagam, the year we for let we throw light or pull up on the things that we bind with together as a nation, but also for giving the insight for let we encourage the young people and for tell we what's in really nature put inside there and with that and talent for let we all push this destination go before. So if you find out the Minister of Tourism and his team, they're very careful for select this year tourism theme when our culture and creativity. So what we're gonna Sulima, you go find out say that kind of thing they from the 12, the 13, the 14, the 15. We throw plenty light on that kind of theme day. Also we get the tours the way happen alongside the Sulima riverines, the activities happen at the Sansan, But what will be more interesting are the performance at night, where we bring different Sierra Leonean local performers there, follow them go up the stage and tell Fambu and say, indeed, Sierra Leone, get that way and call, explore freedom. And not only Tapidi, we've also learned from Will and No say the National Tourist Board, now the agency, we're responsible for do the marketing, the profiling, as Whitman say, and the branding of the tourism destination. So the place that we then call it TGRs, where the tourism generating regions. It can be America, it can be UK, it can be Canada, it can be Austria, Germany, Spain, France, and all Insai now. I tell you, Jaffa say the National Tourist Board through the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, we don't scatter with fingers now they hubs and they. So if you find out the number of tourist arrival from when we joined the board until now, it don't grow rapidly. And the goodies, in plenty. What you go say again for the Budapest Bamako Freetown Rally Challenge, we just don't complete. The benefit side and the plenty. The landing visa on arrival, look yonder. The Mutkade we then carry within the Sunday sale, look yonder. The cultural exchange when the Hungarians and other Germans and other Finnish whether enter the country, the exchange. And the good news we have for tell Fambuden today inside this culture and creativity, that for the next 10 years, the Budapest Bamako Rally Challenge will end in a Salone. So plenty still inside the tourism basket, my brother.
Okay, continue for still tweet, but then still on that one, you talk about the Tourism Act we want to deal with. From the findings, this act for do the work fine. So is based on creativity, we're not able for bypass. How work done the time like now this act for make sure say we're not able for review and revise this act for getting to some of the initiatives that we want to put out.
Mr. Mansevis, thank you so much. But I want to let you know say no matter how Papa old, how Mama old, again knowledge is I am. So I quite understand the aspect where they try for lay lips on. But the very Tourism Act of Parliament we established 1990 will be used in 1991. Yes, with Mango say it is obsolete, or it don't old, or time don't beat time. But it still get trained for let we move. Why then they review this? Why in the lay into Parliament? The good news is the good news we get for you and your listeners in the radio land that the Tourism Act that we are about to produce now, where Parliament go down vet and censor, where come on. They look into different elements of tourism within the tourism corridor. You talk about the highland, you look into it. The beach tourism, you look into it. You talk about casino betting, you look into it. Yes, you're right that this one it don't old, but yes, it don't old. It still get the laws then we govern we as a sector. So till then we get a new one. We are still availably using this old one where we give you the trunk for lucky place where you not pay. We give you the trunk. Yes. Let you know care has been taken. Because the reason, Jaffa, I don't want to come here, especially when at tourism hour, and tell Fambulian things that we're not true. You understand? The reason why they emphasize on this, I want where I talk something as a public relation person, where you come out and say, you be talking. Yes, the art, therefore go through a lot of process. The community consultation done, you understand? The reviewing process done, but now through the ministry for lay to parliament, and let parliament say, okay, this I think say it serve the purpose. Now that stage they will do now, and when they pull them, all of them see when challenges towards culture, towards the tourism itself, the roadmap, creativity, cultural orientation, appropriation, all this yawa will settle in this new Tourism Act of Parliament when they try to establish so.
Okay, that means another fight again, eh?
No.
Okay, continue for still to inside the program. Now, I want to turn your attention strictly on the actual topic we look at today, the bridge the gap or the understanding between the African History Month and how it connects to tourism, culture, and creativity theme. For talk on the aspect of the Africa History Month, within the studio with one member from the Information Committee for Pan-African Union, Salone, Suleiman Wahid Kemokai. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Jaffa, and good afternoon to Fambulian.
Yes, start for give you an idea about this Pan-African Union SL.
Pan-African Union PANAFU for short, na an organization we born out of the struggle for democracy and human rights during the late 70s and early 80s. We mainly be made up of students, the youths, market women, and the deprived of we society. So like I mean, make up of and during the 80s up to now, majority of the members are students, market women, and the deprived of the society.
So how this during the 80s, from that 10 day to now, how this union don't they fear? Now one side no more idea or idea across the world?
Well, of course, you get different Pan-Africanist organizations them right around the world. We then get the All African People's Revolutionary Party in America. You get the Pan-African, you get the PAC in South Africa. You get Kwame Nkrumah in Party na CPP na Ghana. You get the PGC na Guinea. Get the PGCI in Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde. So they're always there, like different Pan-Africanist organizations. They're always there right around Africa. But for Salone, we own context. We don't get PANAFU. And even Salone, we get different people. We get different organizations. Them like we're in a Pan-Africanist organization. But the union, now the oldest Pan-Africanist organization in Sierra Leone.
Okay, so now you talk about waiting people that will be done to use or will be done to keep this organization going from the 80s to now. But start for give you an idea what to make them form this organization.
Yeah, like I say earlier on, it be born out of the struggle for democracy and human rights during the late 70s. I mean, from the 77, no school, no college, all the years there of human rights abuse and of how we democratic rights can be enrolled.
But not a specific event where particularly where really push we need something like this.
77, like the former 77, no school, no college. Like that was born out of students, say 77. If you read history, would say you say students in Afabi College and people's them na Salone rise up, we led by various colleagues and they so like Indolotrai and others. So people are looking like say we need an alternative. We can't continue going like this. Youths them now then be the future, and we are the future now. So we can't continue going like this. Like since then kind has just there upon us alone. So like them be see and say I wait for you, they can start up. They can start up something where an alternative to how we practice we advocacy and politics as a whole.
What in this union they push for?
Well, we push for because we believe one thing. The union believes say we interruption with slavery and colonialism take you back. So and people always when they talk about African culture, then they start out with slavery and colonialism. But before any other history, there was African history. People don't always like from the 8th centuries, like 12th century, like the 1200 people in Morocco. We don't begin the woman in Morocco don't begin to get degree. So then they talk down in our curriculum. We don't even teach that to we. I remember at school, they don't teach you that in a college. They don't teach you that. They only start from we interruption from the 1600s upwards, and slavery and colonialism. So we push for one thing is then we believe another thing is say Africa now one country, not a continent. So we organization we believe in the total liberation, unification, and the development of Africa politically, socially, and economically.
So in modern day trend, how that one and they don't impact?
Well, you see now like it kind of somehow difficult. We face some difficulties because we get colonial borders in Africa where the Berlin Conference bring camp. So then they don't derail the process for the African unity. But we move forward, like you see from ANC in South Africa, you get the rise of the Sahel. Now you see people profess Pan-Africanist ideas like the Taoists, the Assimi Goitas, though like they are not actually actual example of what thing we stand for, because we believe in mass education, not like in military terms. We believe in how many people centered around.
We will come into the actual topic on African History Month and what it there about. Now, how person able to be part of this union?
It's simple. We get it just if you be African.
Okay.
Whether you're in Jamaica, you're in America, you're in Europe, then the party. If you're not African, like that one country, all that thing, you come and get big registration at just 10 leons. They pay monthly, this 20, that's all. It's so simple for be part of. Then we get to the office now 128 Regent Road, where we can open from Mondays to Fridays.
Okay, continue for still to inside the program. Now, let's look at the African History Month. What is it about?
Well, the African History Month, like I said before, it born out of the misinterpretation of we history. So, in correcting that history and bringing the real interpretation of what's in African history. So, a month be dedicated for celebrating African history. Every other month, we talk about African history, we talk about the development, we talk about the achievements, what Africa do to mathematics, to science, from Egypt, can Sudan, Ethiopia, can Timbuktu. We talk about that, but specific months the way you for create awareness. This like the awareness month. This one, we are able to take the message to schools, colleges, marketplaces. So like we can radio. For let be visible, for let people know about it. Like say, the one the way the outreach will be reach, it go reach on a radio. So like the months born out of like that. If we get correct, so like that from the 1900, now they then start like from now US blacks in the US see and say, people don't look the like when they tell them say, but we not get history, we not so that none from nobody. We are blessed with white people, and we can change your life everything. So, possibly like Kataji would start for, they talk about the African History Month. We start the first Pan-African Congress, 1900. So, that Pan-African Congress, that starts it began the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. But the fifth is not the most important one. When I be 1945 in Manchester, where we get people like Kwame Nkrumah, I.T. Wallace Johnson in Sierra Leone, we get Jomo Kenyatta, they all be attend. That historians can say that conference they lead for we get political independence in the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. So you see what he do, we'll begin to talk about African history, what he lead up to. Now we don't get political independence, we don't get economic independence. That's why there is need for we still talk about the economic side of life. We are in where they listen just now where the brother they talk. Very important way for focus now on the economic side of Africa. How for able to transform this political independence to an economic independence. So like one thing where the city ministry they do for bring calm in, like you get this Budapest rally. Understand a very beautiful thing way that they do. So they go create awareness. But one thing I think they go out there like now when them people and they come, show them places, tell them about history. Tell them about the things the way we don't go to from the Sangapia, the Bible is. And before then send them the places like Nakambia, they get UNESCO you be do a survey, they will find say people are not in a Salone since the 8th century. Before they amplify that kind of situation. And then I will tell you your story. Say people are not long than they are before. So like now the aim now will work towards an economic and social independence.
We'll come back to you. You will come and tell me about some of the platform and initiative they create on how now for intensify the awareness month of the awareness of the African History Month now the country on different sectors of the country. The program now Insai Salone Tourism and it come to you from the Society for the Democracy 98.1 FM. Kai, we colleague studio guest on Lady Base. from that understanding there, from the tourism sector, how will they resonate with some of the things there? So particularly for creating more awareness about tourism and also about the country and culture.
Jaffa, when I begin to talk about the month of Black History, and I want to also digest with my brother say it should be in every month. Of course, the month of the Black History and the celebration, we don't take almost 100 years. Now a black man, we sit down and get the thought, say, wait to, they can't talk about us. We don't get anything for say about we. He said, no, me would sing for start something. And in a particular month of February, he now say, wait to, this light bulb where they make so, would I create the LED panel? They send a black man. This part of that plane where they make so the plane they move today, would I make that particular side? They send a black man. This man, when a G would sing, begin to say, okay, if I happen to be the second graduate from the world toppest university, then I think say, then for you cry, then for you voice. But now no matter for talk here, no, I want for put foot that two bridge. For move the same time with the American history, we draw we inside as Africans, but particularly as Sierra Leoneans. I will find yourself inside the kind, I go say, inside the kind, yamia, how Salone fall inside it. Now, this man said in his own bravery on his own, he said there should be a day assigned for we. The provocation, the molestation is small. Now, when they say the month of Black History, not to his skin and they talk. They talk about your cultural orientation. What you hold you, what you believe, what you stand for. For example, for the Connors, before you were born, you meet name there. You know they can't begin call yourself Michael Jaffa. You know they power culture. You meet name. You meet them from Sa, Tamba, Air, Combat. Chronologically, they don't name you. Now, are we going to sit, for example, as Connors and this tradition face out? This was Woodson concern. That we are black, yes. You know me say we are inferior. You know me say we are limited. You know me say somebody they can't trample upon we. We are diverse. And that was the essence. How we come about from the 1600s. There is no black history universally we complete if you don't mention about the transatlantic slave trade. That history is boogish, it is not complete, it is infallible. Now, you cannot mention history, lest we say the Black Month history, but there is no history around the black periphery if Salone is not involved. That history is nothing. If West Africa is not involved, if Freetown is not included. Why I say so? Do not forget that the Gula Kuchi we already mentioned about, they are also part of the same Black History Month we talk about. How? Usai then come on. Then get root with we. That is why in a month like this, I don't like for play. Now you're thinking in a serious month for sober-minded people for like a we don't go through the corridor of history, tourism, heritage, cultural management. Because you begin to wonder now, had it not been for these people, Sierra Leone is nowhere, Freetown is nowhere, Africa is nowhere. But Jaffa, let me dive deeper. Why and how we come inside this waka, this journey of the black history. Don't forget, say, there was this particular site set aside in the 1600 or the 16th century when they take with brothers. Even your name Jaffa, my name Kai, Fatmata, Sa, Tamba, Kulate, those names were assembled from here within the corridors of Sierra Leone, to be specific, then cross them over. Either some go Banana Island, or some come na Bones Island, or Tasso Island. Now, most of them people here will get the chance for crossover into the Ireland, or I would say the Greater America, be California, South Carolina, Georgia, or the West Indies. Some find themselves in the Caribbean, Jamaica, etc., etc. Now, among these communities as we are talking today, there are communities in Georgia where they operate like Sierra Leoneans. There are communities in California where they operate like Sierra Leone. I'm not talking about these recent people who just go. I'm talking about the culturally oriented Sierra Leonean there, where get a Negro accent but then find themselves by DNA connected to Sierra Leone. That was good enough for us. How we come about the DNA program, the roots tourism program, where plenty of them begin find out, say, okay, so me and Shembe Pierre, we resemble So me and Madam Ella Koblo, we fumbled. So the DNA, we connect them to Sierra Leone, then begin to come step by step. And as I tell you, the community in America, done the larger and they become broader. Why? But the essence why Sierra Leone and they chase Sierra Leone and the more was for one particular reason. They say why? These are professional rice planters. So you begin to find out, say, from history, Sierra Leone not to be a poor country. From history, Sierra Leone not to be a dull country. From history, Sierra Leone not to be just a country anyhow. We are known for something. And any country we're known for something, it means that country they get culture. And with one of that culture where the white man be buying those days, now rice planting. Rice planting is a culture. We are masters, we are savvy, we are professional in doing this. And see, then people here, the enslaved then go more expensive. Why? Because we get knowledge, we get understanding. That is why you see, take hand on to the Amita revolt, then they run after Shengbe Pierre. We later change the name to Joseph Senk. In statute, in image, stand in New York City, stand in California. Who said the statesman come on? Na Sierra Leone. So you cannot talk about the Black History Month, my brother. Proudly, I tell you, Jaffa, you should lift up your hands without fear and prejudice and say you are part of that lineage, you are part of that celebration, and we must all make the noise like we Korea today for talk about this. But how this connect to tourism? And then we get the roots tourism. How will they come inside it? We need one free. If you find any DNA how they come, you go pay something. We go give you passport, not for free. And that money goes to the consolidated fund for pay school fee for the free quality education we people can enjoy. Also maybe for the military or the prison officers or the police. Now the tourism come inside. But when they come, now somebody they land, no, you go get entry permit, visa on arrival. Una be on 1,000, una only get visa on arrival. You go pay $100, $200, depends on how you come out. Who's that money they come out? Who's how they go? To the consolidated fund. You understand? Neither come by from the aviation transport wing. It doesn't matter. All that matters is being generated and sent to the main buffer with the supply we all. But wait till one for let we pay attention to now. Freetown have been Freetown? No, it was never named Freetown. How they be the column? Second Civil Street be Second Civil Street? No, not to be Second Civil Street. State House to be State House? No. This is tell you say the people that we come, then get an impact. Where they meet, we create an impact. Where they left, we create an impact. So man go to say now, why wouldn't that be Second Stephen Street in name? They may call on Westmoreland Street. This is tell you say the man will bring the name, not to be Salone. It gets a colonial connection, neither to UK, United Kingdoms, or to Ireland, or it get connection to the greater America. Then you also begin to say, so State House, not to name State House, State House in be for taunting. I'll say me the color. Why? I want to tell you small military secret that under that place where it is so, it gets borehole, it gets underground. We go to some extent where the military people they know. I go tell you the guys where they go, why they dig and they. But I must tell you that every Sierra Leonean, be young, be old, must be proud for participate in this Black History Month, because we are the heritage, we are the orientation that is living today for revive this history. So we left posterity, we pick it, then go not say, yeah, indeed, Sierra Leone, a country for reckon with, Sierra Leone, a country with a history bedrock, and for push them, like I said, the push so.
Okay, continue for still to the program Inside Salone Tourism. They continue. The number 077 981 981. Now the number you go use 077 981 981. Now the number you go use for make your contribution. We at any time from now we will go for a break, and when we come back, we'll open the phone line so that you stay on the listen, can able for call and make your contribution to the different topic we will look at today, and ask questions on the issues we will focus on the program. Now Inside Salone Tourism, and the time from the studio clock now 4:31. At this point, Famble, we'll pause for a short while, take this break. When we come back, we can look at the different patterns where the Pan-African Union Salone, therefore focus for do the awareness for make sure say this understanding scatter in a different sector. The program will continue to take this break.
Due to special request and popular demand, the Jump and King must come back again with the remix. We come on a met with sunshine. Ah, we get fine bubble them. Well now. We get fine TT them. Well now. We get sweet diamond, bauxite and kimberlite. Better day. Now for that we tell you say, oh, we like we Salone. We like we Salone. Mama Salone, we like you. The Portuguese man say, the mountain and fever lion. Ah, and we don't see say, Salone not strong like iron. And if we try for labor, we go reap the benefit. So many people them, when I join me can make this say, oh, we like we Salone. Salone, Salone, we like we Salone. Oh, we like we Salone. La da day. We like we Salone.
The program Inside Salone Tourism, they continue 077-981-981 are the number you go use. 077-981-981 are the number you go use for be part of this edition. And now the voice to the different thing they will look at inside this edition of the program Inside Salone Tourism, where they come to you from the Society for the Democracy 98.1 FM. If you think you want to see what's going to happen at the studio and the two young gentlemen that are talking at the program, no say you can for be part of the program by way how you can go now social media platform them on Facebook, Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, and on YouTube, Radio Democracy 98.1 FM live stream. And inside them platform, and they can for use the comment section for send you questions and comments and be part of the program where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. I come back to you, Suleiman Kemokai. We deal to inside the program. Again, we don't look at the background of this one and also some of the things them way people for kind of focus on. But you talk about how this a month of awareness for the Pan-African Union, how the strategy turn like for make sure say their history there or their awareness there way certain Salone person or certain black people what should in a Salone not be understand but begin for know about time, because from what you explain so you get a connection of how this can for build and help for strengthen patriotism and citizen the awareness, but how for all the country say like how other people in other country they hold and say when you do in a country for work for your nation for they benefit other people them. How the strategy turn like for expand the awareness for each and different sector then?
Well, this year African History Month or Black History Month, we mainly focus on how we take the message to schools, mainly secondary schools. We identify them and we take them to youth organizations and the market women. This will be strategy for create awareness. So we don't get discussion with different groups them around central, going towards the east. Another thing, we don't go to schools like today, and in the past days that we don't go to schools. Then today we go and Walsh, we go and Zahu. Tomorrow we go to FSSG. For them, we will talk to them, the young people, and let we know what's in them people. Let we tell them what's in our African history. Why people for study history? Because one thing okay they make mistake is where a person say me I don't do history now for just at money. If you want to be doctor, not history because they go study but the past surgeons they don't do. It's history. You can go study medicine, engineering. You go for what written past engineers they don't do. It's history. Everything gets an historical background. everything gets an historical connection. And so we, as people, back get an historical background and historical connection. So we roll this month to create the awareness and tell the correct interpretation of the African history, like as how the brother be mentioned just now. He mentioned say Salone, like now the Pan-Africanist capital of Africa. We see and say Salone born out of the return of free slaves. People away where we don't go, they come back. Who said they come back? Na Salone. So you are the Pan-Africanist capital of Africa. People away return come back. Now people away them we don't take go back. And most of them, they take them from Salone and the West African region. So they then coming back home. So we need for the tell that kind of side of the story, not so only the bad, the gloomy, the evil parts of we history. There are positive contributions to Salonians they don't make. Another thing where the awareness where they raise this month is now for tell them say like they get this notion where people like in the past around say the black people you understand, and the SSF one for them slavery. If that don't be possible, we know for them get the Amistad revolt. See, Sembe period and then deny. Say, I don't want to be slave, so they revolt. So we think out that revolt, say, because people look like say, I don't want to be slave to you because me in my own part, me na engineer, my own part, me na agriculturist, my own part, me na medical doctor because people are willing to take care and people are willing high skilled people there. And in that sense, people are trained because the Ebola, Abalista, people are the men people, and people are farmer, and be working people, and people are be eloquent in society. This is not only the weak of the weakest in society, that be the strongest of the society. Then take out of Africa. So taking them people and they out for say them particular people the way them be take out of Africa. So then I'll be like the bedrock of our society. So if we come back and tell them, say, before then they come, we get people away, they plant trees. We not be even need Chinese them, for then they can tell you how to do irrigation. We found them be they do them long time ago. And if we go back to that method day, where them be they use. How them be they build us first, they see first of all, they build against the sun. That was high engineering. One thing where 30 day where it marvel to everybody in Africa and the world like the pyramid. People will explain how they be like, Egypt is a black civilization. The black people they build the pyramid. The science and the mathematics were inside the pyramid. Say now, people will explain that. That show how advanced Africans be there, how advanced we be there. So that I just for continue for let we build this self because nothing slavery and colonialism do we. Slavery then slavery then beat with the quoting colonialism do in our mind now he use our mind. Make like say we are inferior people, we are people who are not able even that will not sabi do nothing.
Make an impact.
Yes, so with correct interpretation of history, waiting that they bring counter-race, they bring the self-awareness. You understand? They give you the self-motivation, self-praise, like say, we forefathers them do it. And we self can do it. We can able to transform, we can able to build an institution will last over 1,000 years in Timbuktu. Until the Tuareg invasion, the way take place. We know Timbuktu, the things the way they do, the artifacts the way they did. We know what they happen in Ethiopia. You see the church where they build inside rock. Africans then don't do them. That mountain, the 30, then I wonder what people then do.
So, Kimon, you talk about how una plan for go work on a school, marketplace, and things like that, and una don't start some of them work there. So, I can for know how them people also they receive some of their history there also, and how then they resonate with their history there.
Well, you say you know so you tell person knew something first you for the game. Malcolm X say where they tell black man the original history. Say they give a small like where they give picky medicine. So if you tell her all, you not for believe. So that small that's what we do. This is just a start is Africa history, man, because this year we dedicate our how for tell the African history. So part of that day we get a program back where the climax are when at the 26th on Thursday. Then they like at the climax of all the events we don't do throughout this month. We do away with the dedicated to the centenary since the birth of Patrice Lumumba. Lumumba na the first president of Congo will be assassinated. If anybody will watch the they just concluded AFCON. They see we Congo be the player. They get one man where the team up, they raise their hand up, say from where the game begin. It become an iconic figure. It become like the center of the attraction. And it be the one because it will raise awareness. Say this tradition China since when Lumumba born. But notwithstanding, this is just a start. The African history month are just a start. We get for continue for the engage people for the tell. We get people away who talk to school picking and look at like say, yeah, that's who you talk. Yes, some other time they will talk to them. Like I say, Africa, now we do all this. He say yes, now we don't do all this. And una get the capacity for do more because it dey inside we have to transform we. You understand? Just look at the condition who we did now. The African, but still they survive. It's just they tell how resilient we'll be as people.
Continue for still to inside the program, Inside Salone Tourism, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. The number is 077 981 981. Still open. You can call now or send text message for be part of this edition by way how you go use that number there for call or you send a message for make your contribution on the different things that we don't look at inside this edition of the program. Inside Salone Tourism. Kai Bokari Sakui, the tourism team for the year 2026. Now, culture and creativity. But also again in on our explanation, not one thing we linking, but on our explanation I talk about black history. And for Salone in particular, when you talk about black history, what are the icon that we look at? Apart from the likes of Samuel T. Magai, Albert Magai, and a host of other ones where many people didn't know about. Some hidden, any other hidden story the way we can't get where someone will say, now I find young man be do this and I be preserve something like this for the other people like who are doing now so they enjoy.
I'll tell you, my brother, I will say them plenty beside then ancient man there with the council. We can take it down 100 years back, but as all, we can take it from the top. One of the black man we actually they connect Sierra Leone now to America and the UK, now Idris Elba. He's modern, he roots come up from here, he get a touch from Ghana. And these are the men we they mention Sierra Leone. Then you want to pull close. I have seen him, I've met him, I don't see the time. The pleasure where this Mawa mentions will get for discourse about this in country. If not so every young Gen Z begin the practice, the zest with the man they get. He just mentioned Sir Milton, Sir Albert Magai, the borrowed one of appropriated Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara. This man, he will talk say, okay, these are external factors, but I disagree with you. Because Africa being one of the third largest continent in the world, you cannot separate yourself by piece. When you want to do a general ramification of Africa, of how relevant we are, you can take them by country, you score a mark. You can take them by region, you score a mark. But you won't forget a total score on the ambience and the strength and the resilience, the reclamation of Africa. You don't have to do it by pieces. Africa come as a whole. You go surprise Jefferman Davis that the West is incomplete without Africa. Someone say, how? Now, a country or a continent we get almost 70% of the youth, world youth population. It's a continent to be scared of. A continent we get more land space is a continent to be careful with. A continent we get more percentage of young people is a continent for scared with. So when we come here, they combine tourism, they combine Black History Month, for let we talk about them, and try for show the cultural face of it, and also try for pull Kobalapa by the creativity aspect of it. Then Idris Elba, in this conversation, consider forget a thread we work out within all injunction here and improve itself worthy. Why? We will make an icon of this discussion. You could say, it not be there doing Patrice Lumumba in time. Oh, really? He was there, maybe he was young. He not be doing Albert Maga in time. He was in there when Papa touched base to that. Mama touched base to that. Then Bona, they tell and they issue there. One of the things that we need for land again, nurture, Brother Jaffa, now for fathers and mothers, for transfer the oral history to picking them day by day, so we know they lose essence of it. Because when they lose essence of the oral history, the literal history, they begin get dent out, because the literature history is born out of the oral and the digging history. It is never complete if there are no elders or gatekeepers to tell us in so year that this night happen. When are they, we the media communication expert, we all come inside for write them in fine print and tell and say, okay, this is good for tourism, this one can be connected to history, this one can be connected to monuments and relics, this one can be connected to this. Now all of them people here from the William Wilberforce, the Wallace Johnson, the EAS Mon, we sit down and talk, say, you know what, for let Sierra Leone be more relevant, let's look at museums. In 1957, he said, no, this old telephone booth inside the current museum, the National Museum Day, he said, no, we should not just look at this telephone booth and convert them to other thing. What should we do? Innovation. That is why this year, culture and innovation. How? Because when you want to preserve culture, you have to think about innovation. Everything we use today for do the excavation and the ecological work on Bones Island, all those chemicals they are using is out of innovation. The current refurbishment they go on now, the old Frobe College and Kleintown, every material they are using, the reformation of that structure is being out of innovation. But you go to the innovation, you leave culture, you leave history, and you leave heritage. No, all of these it be like a buffer that they meet one side, and when you blend them, it makes the aroma more stronger. So when you say for name people, even if we start now with this generation, what will you say about Steady Bongo when we don't see in Kono, in Gandon? You know they take money, but you go take one fall, then you enter. You take two bottles per man, you enter. And exchange, these are all innovation. You don't get money, but you get goods. Barter system come inside. What you want to talk about Ami Kalon, who will just talk about Sulima. When they bring Ami Kalon on stage, the entire population of Sulima is shake. But I begin for wonder. Who begin the show? We begin the show with reggae beat. And they were not dancing. And the minister said, you know what? Lord, give them people are Bobby and Ami Kalon. So culture, you also go for identify also you fit in this cultural trace. Where do you fit? What can you do? Because it is when you identify where you fit, then you go bring innovation inside. Now today, some man go say, now talk about the talk, but talking is also innovation. Some man get problem for talk. You sit down and you just for man's Davis. You expertise now for talking, ask questions. You are trained for it. That's innovation. My brother over there, you know, just grab and begin talk about Pan-Africanism. He has intuition. He learn about it. He's interested. And now they bring innovation, connect them to tourism, connect them to heritage, connect them to economics, connect them to development, connect them to stability. So you see, it becomes a corridor where all them fine line here, they meet up and turn the wahala to Jegejegets Kama. When I ain't done so, no, you're not done so. What's in make the Black History Month important? Now 3R our for mention resilience. The Black History Month is important. Why? Resilience. The two are reclamation, which you reclaim. The third one are resistance. When they can't take Shembepie, Jaffa not cut me it. When they can't take Shembepie, they say I go. I know they go. When they put me in my own ground, those are the fish here, the farmer, they enjoy me fresh tilapia and a chemical, person go there.
So in all of this, the how to talk about the Culture and Creativity Month from the NTB perspective, also some of the aspects of awareness way Pan-African Union they use so, and some of the things in this way, when I say for the use way, he help for amplify and tell people more about the Salone culture or the African culture, and how for the Salone people own with culture, because even for some students they say for the art stream like we Suleiman mentioned, it's about just getting and go pass, but they don't they own them. How much you self as an institution of tourism authority go use the one there for create program for amplify the message of culture to the young one and somehow to the old.
Thank you. I like the way they patch these questions together, they bundle them up but carefully. And regarding to what my brother they say, their work is incomplete if we not shine light. our work is incomplete if they say not shine light. It means this is a time for healthy collaboration. No matter how little the institution be, and in the ministry, and the boredom begin to introduce now, that no matter how it's small, you get something where they bring on. Now, the concern about people learning history, for learn history in one, but explaining history, there is something called the emotional aspect of history. I just completed a tour 1 week back at Bones Island. And these people who don't can this tour, don't they can this tour over and over. But this time, I showed them how Bones Island tour is being done. For that, do you cry? If you cry, I will not do Bones Island tour. It's not you watch me, your body not shake. Well, you not do the tour. Because who will reach first? I will tell you the history, but I'm also going to tell you how the shackle and the chains been the rattle and the limbs and feet of our brothers and sisters. And I will tell you for bend down, for touch the earth under the Oroko tree, and waiting me the happy day. And from the presence of coming down to bath, for put your foot side the water, and mass the first sand, that Bones Island, water don't begin coming and we will reach one point. I'm not talking about just in 1600, 1675, but I'm also bringing emotions that mothers and fathers were separated beyond the great beyond. What do I mean by this? In the part of Bones Island, a point where they reach, you go say goodbye to a human, you go say goodbye to a Pekin, and then see again. But then, what happened overboard? Many were thrown from that ship down to the water. Many didn't make it. Brother, so when I sit here to talk about the Pan-African brother, for rub grease on the African History Month, it's a very critical situation. Why? Because I got emotional torture when I'm talking about these things. Just imagine you picking the three picking and the journey of no return and the all and you don't see them. And while you're on the boat, peradventure you picking weak and then throw overboard. That emotions, that is why Ghana is charging America for pay indemnification. That is why countries like the Caribbean countries, St. Vincent, they ask America for pay damage. I hope Sierra Leone will reach to that point for pay for psychological and emotional damage. And that's the time the Pan-African activists, the Tinapu tree, as we are talking now, Patrice Lumumba and Goldie, they return them. Why? Because every year of the African history, something is to be returned. As we are talking, we normally then bring another aspect of anomaly 2 months back. You talk about that. As we are talking, Mali, they returned to another artifact yesterday. This means the white, the West, the Europeans, they are understanding that Africa is not only a culture, it's not only a continent, but it's a culture on its own. And you, no matter where you're coming from, you cannot disrupt that culture because culture is spiritual. So in partnership, collaboration, it is essential for the vibrancy of every sector of this country. You're right. I'm not denying this fact, you can say, but also you begin for the economic corridors. Is the money there? Are the resources there? But not to every partnership require resources or heavy capital intensity. It also means collaboration by what? By counsel. Collaboration by what? By motivation. Collaboration by what? By team building. There are many ways, like when my brother there. When we don't, we'll exchange the ideas and exchange contact and see going further what can we do as a tourism board for ensure say we're not just the kind of radio and you don't talk, but for bond picking.
Okay. Captain, thank you for joining today inside this edition. We'll not get better time again, but then some message over on the cam now with Facebook page from Abbas IJC. They say tourism Alton and still with Abbas. They say our culture is very rich, but people really don't know how rich and interesting it is. Thank you, Tourist Board, for the awareness. And this one, they say, Michaela Sylvia Kanu, they say tourism in life, and Musa Mansaye, they say tourism for all. And I think Sheko Fofana said the place, you say you're quite there on point. Kemokai will not get better time again, but you listen to Kai. How will I receive this one for make sure say they self play their own part and everything?
Yeah, we can do what we did do so without partners. We need them because then they're in a strategic position. We are in Sierra Leone, we get a huge tourism potential. We are in from the coastal lines to the interior, plenty side and the side, and a tourist attraction area. We can create lots of economic benefit for the people. One other area which I be asked, other way We get Sierra Leoneans like IT Wally Johnson, like we can say the Mamina Power, Constance Cummins John, like that be the first woman mayor at the whole of Africa. That's not something we be proud of as Salone person. We get Kesley Ali Ford. Well, like if you're a member of the UNIA, and they can say funnily, they can make that story. They say that the first Creole prints for go church. First only European dress now you did dress for go church. Now the first big wear print go church. You get Dr. Wilmot Blyden, where actually like you see and say that the father of this idea of Pan-Africanism started inside the 1800s. He starts for doing, he starts to begin exposed, say, oh, Africa, we get so much potential, we get so much history for talk about. So why we not for go down that road? Why we not for do so? So like it starts for do that, then I say Sierra Leonean too. Dr. Wilmot Blyden, I say Sierra Leonean too. That's why I say Salone are the capital of Pan-Africanism. So one thing where I go on for end with now, say I want to invite everybody where they listen, where they watch, we say on Thursday 2:30. Now Sierra Leone like billboard with the climax the program. Say with the climax the program, the whole month, the African History Month. The theme for this whole month now history as a weapon for liberation. So how you know history, now you go liberate yourself. So like that, the theme for this year, history as a weapon for liberation.
Thank you for joining today inside this edition. Fambo in name na Sulaiman Wahid Kemokai and in a member of the Information Committee for Pan-African Union Salone. And the day today for tell you more about the African History Month. While to be get person from the National Tourist Board, Kai Bokai Sakwi, we been there for link up with the history and the idea of the African History Month to the tourism theme of culture and creativity, or the tourism sector in particular. This has been the focus of discussion. Plenty thank you to you listen, and also plenty thank you to the one who watch me now. We go to Democracy Facebook and YouTube page. Again, plenty thank you to my producer Saktu Kalonwe, make this program come to you. And me will bring come to this edition. My name is Jaffa Mans Davis. But alongside me, I've been on the work with DJ Cabs, where make una get to live from a different radio set and Fatmata Samoa. Make una get to live from we Facebook and YouTube page. So till the next edition. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Salone final. Look the beach, mountain, sea. Look with food, weather, culture, natural sights and other one them.
Na then tia the show say